Now question number 6. A ball is thrown from a location of x0, y0, 0, 0 of a horizontal playground with an initial velocity of v0 and an angle of theta naught from the x direction. The ball is to be hit by a stone which is thrown at the same time from the location x1, y1, that is L, 0. The stone is thrown at an angle of 180 minus theta 1 from the x direction with a suitable initial speed of v0, that is 45 degrees and 45 degrees. Then the stone hits the ball in a time of capital T1. Similarly, when the angles of 60 degrees, 30 degrees hits the ball in a time of T2, then find the T1 by T2 whole square. So this is the question. For example, this is x-axis and this is y-axis. Here, what I have given here, before understanding this, you learn this concept. Here, for example, this is on ground. This I am taking origin. So here one ball projected with some velocity that I am taking as theta 1. Then what happens? It comes like this. From here I am projecting with theta 2. 180 minus theta 1 is that one. So this angle is theta 2. Then what happens? It comes like, velocity is different. This velocity I am taking u1, this velocity I am taking u2. Then what happens? After some time these two are colliding, we had given. Where colliding? For example, here colliding. It is coming to here and again it is coming to here. So, for example, if it is coming from here to here, t10 taking, this also taking t10. For example, if it is 1 second, this also must be 1 second. For example, this position, this ball reaching 2 seconds. This stone reaching 1 second. Then what happens? First stone crosses, so it is not possible to collide. So these two must be reached at the same position, same time. So this height must be same and time must be same. So that is the concept. So here what happens? Height must be same, time also must be same. So from this we are taking one relation, because that relation in this concept we are applying. So what is the relation here? This travel displacement due to this travel displacement due to. So here what happens? Vertical displacement, height. What is the formula for S? ut plus of at square. Now here it is making u1 angle, u1 velocity and theta 1 angle. Then what happens? u1 cos theta 1. And what about this? u1 sin theta 1. What is the S? H. Vertical displacement means what? Vertical component taking. What is the vertical component? u1 sin theta 1 into t plus moving upward, so half into minus g into t square. This is my first equation. Similarly, second one take. This is taking with the u2 velocity. Then what happens? This is u2 cos theta 2. And what about this? u2 sin theta 2. What is the initial velocity? u2 sin theta 2. How much height reaching it is? H in time t. Again from this concept you find h. Then what happens? H equals to ut plus half at square. What is the initial velocity? u2 sin theta 2 plus half into minus g into how much time taking? Same time, t square. Second equation. So in this case, colliding is what? A particular height colliding. So this is traveling height, same only. In t10, this is I am telling height, not maximum height. At one particular height reaching, after that maybe goes to like this, or it maybe goes to like this. Depends upon the angle, depends upon the velocities. At one particular height only meeting. After that, this path is different. This is not maximum height. So here 1 equals to 2. Then what happens here? To compare this, one equals to 2. So what is the one? u1 sin theta 1 into t minus of gt square, that equals to u2 sin theta 2 minus of gt square. This cancels. So what happens here? u1 sin theta 1 into t, that equals to, here also into t is there, ut into t, u2 sin theta 2 into t, t also cancel. Finally what I am getting? u1 sin theta 1 equals to u2 sin theta 2. This belongs to what? Vertical component of first one equals to vertical component of second one. So why I am taking uv1? Because up to that height that velocity is constant. These two velocities must be equal. So uv1 equals to u first one equals to second one. Vertical components up to height, that colliding height, must be equal. This condition we are applying in that case. One condition. Again another condition. What is another condition? For example, these two are meeting here. Meeting means what here? This velocity u1 cos theta, and what about this? u2 cos theta. This distance, for example, I am taking d. What is the formula for time? Distance by relative velocity. So distance by relative velocity. Horizontal velocity taking. What we are taking horizontal velocity? u1 cos theta 1 plus u2 cos theta 2, because opposite direction, plus relative velocity. So this is the concept we are taking for meeting or for colliding. Here ball coming, here stone coming. These two are colliding. What is the colliding time? dy this comma u1 cos theta 1 plus u2 cos theta 2. So that is the formula for time to meet. So these two concepts we are applying in this problem directly. So now I am going to problem directly. So here what happens? First case. In the first case, both are with 45 degrees. One is V0 and another one is V0. It is making an angle of theta naught, and theta naught equals to 45 degrees and 45 degrees, and theta 1, and again another one what given? V given. V0 and V. V0 and V. So first one I am taking V0 and second one I am taking V. Both are 45. So this is V0. How much angle making here? 45 degrees. What about this? This is V. This also 45 degrees. These two are meeting in a time. What is that time? T1 time. So that time I am finding. That time I am finding. So here what I am taking? Two components. If it is V0, what happens? V0 cos 45 x component. This is Vy. What is the Vy? This is Vx. This you take as origin. Next Vy. What is the Vy? V0 sin 45. Similarly here V. What about this? Vx. V cos 45. And what is the Vy? V sin 45. Now only I had explained to you. Like this case is meeting time, what happens? Reaching height same. At the particular height only reaching. That is not maximum height. Like this height reaching, again it goes like this, again it goes like this. Maximum is different. So that particular height constant and time constant, meeting time. So what component in that case? What constant? Vertical components are equal. What are the vertical components? V naught V sin, this is Vy. So what happens? V naught sin 45 equal to V sin 45. V naught sin 45 that is equal to V sin 45. So this sin 45 is going to cancel. So what happens here? Condition V naught equals to V. In this case, V naught equals to V. So after t time, these two are meeting. What is the formula for time to meet? This distance he had given as L. So what is the formula for time? Distance by relative velocity. What is the distance? Horizontal distance L. Horizontal relative velocity what? V naught cos 45 plus V cos 45 by V naught cos 45 plus V cos 45. Here V naught equals to V. So you take any one. V are right or V naught right? Okay, I am taking in the V. So t equals to what happens? This t I had given. The time we had given as t1. That time I had given as t1. That equals to L by. I am taking this as V naught by root 2. Again V also V naught. So again V naught by root 2. So that is the time t1. Now what is the time t1? This time t1 equals to L by, I am taking 1 by root, V naught by root 2, V naught 2, 2 V naught by root 2, 2 V naught by root 2, x plus x 2 x x. So here I am writing this as root 2 into root 2 into V naught by root 2. So finally what I am getting? L by root 2 V naught. This is my first equation. This is my first equation. Here ball coming, here stone coming, these two are meeting. Next what I are given? In the same way, when it is 60-30 also it is making like this. When it is making 60-30 also making like this. So this is 60 degrees and this is 30 degrees. In that case also same like this happening. So second time what happened? In this case happened, and again here when it is 60 degrees, again it is 30 degrees. Like this happens. So like that condition again you take. Then what happens here? X component. Now this is V naught. So what happens is x component Vx, V naught cos 60, Vy, V naught sin 60. Similarly here V, here what 30 degrees, Vx, V sin 30, Vy. This is horizontal component cos 30. Horizontal component cos 30. Vertical component sin 30. Now only I have told you, like this cases vertical components are equal. So this equals to this. So V naught sin 60 equals to V naught sin 60, that equals to V into sin 30. V naught sin 60 equals to V into sin 30. Sin 60 value root 3 by 2. So V naught into root 3 by 2, that equal to V into 1 by 2. Now what is the relation? V naught root 3 equals to root 3 into V. Here I have taken total into V naught. So this also we take. So what happens? V naught by root 3. This you take as second equation. In this case, how much time taken to find? How much time taken to meet? T2 time we had given. Now we go to T2. What is the T2? T2 equals to distance same given. That also L by. What about this? V naught sin 60. That completed. Again cos component, horizontal components take. What is the formula for meeting time? Distance by relative velocity. So Vx plus Vx. So V naught cos 60 plus V cos 30. So that is the time. Okay, now you go to mathematics. Cos 60 value, this implies T2 equals to L by V naught into cos 60. What is the cos 60 value? Cos 60 equals to 1 by 2. So again V into, what is the cos 30 value? Root 3 by 2. Right. Now again you write relation. What is the V? Again you write V naught by root 3. Again you take this 1 by 2 common. Now what I am getting here? So after doing mathematics, what we are getting here? T2 getting. After doing mathematics, we are getting T2. So again you substitute the value. What is the value V? V naught by root 3. Now T2. This implies T2 equals to L by V naught by 2 plus V value, what we had got? V value, V naught by root 3. V value equals to V naught root 3. So what we had got here? V equals to V naught by root 3 or V naught root 3. This value, what is this? Here V naught cos V naught cos 60 equal to V cos 30. So V naught sin 60 equal to V sin 30. From that condition we had got one relation. What is that relation? V naught sin 60 equals to V into sin 30. Sin 60 root 3 by 2. So this is the relation. So here V equals to what we are adding? V naught root 3. Here V equals to what we are adding? V naught root 3. So from that root 3 into root 3 what happens? 3 again. So 3 V naught by 2. V equals to V naught root 3. So V naught root 3 into root 3 by 2. So after doing mathematics, that we are getting as T2 equals to L by 2 V naught. This is my equation number 2. I know T1 value, I know T2 value. Now what I am doing? T1 by T2 whole square. Now I am doing T1 by T2. This already we had done this. That is T1 came, this is T2 came. Now what we are getting? T1 by T2 whole square. Therefore, T1 by T2 whole square. T1 what? L by root 2 V naught by L by 2 V naught whole square. After doing mathematics, we are getting this as root 2 whole square, that equals to 2. So this is about this problem.